Patrick, I just want to kill these bugs. Squish. Squish. That's squish.
I actually like to collect the tears from books. I like it when my books cry.
Yeah, a nice crying book. This is Soul Sacrifice for the PlayStation Vita.
Yeah, it is.
Well, disclaimer up front here. This is, you know, we're kind of experimenting with some fun new technology here that, you know, might make this look a little weird if you blow it up on a TV and stuff. Don't know if it'll be 100% representative of what it looks like on the screen, but looking at it here, this looks pretty. It looks relatively accurate.
It's better than pointing a camera at it.
Yeah.
So leaps and bounds.
Yeah, leaps and bounds ahead of that. Here's this book. I'm gonna knock this book over. Oh, he's trying to fly away. Stupid book. Well, I'm just gonna tap him here and knock him down.
It's the Evil Wonder book.
Take that book. Yeah.
I swear, this is all coming back to you. I won't forget this. In fact, I think I'll write it all down.
So this is not necessarily the game part. This is more the menu part of Soul Sacrifice. Well, let's actually get into the book here. And
so I want to say this is Concept's first major. Like they've done other stuff, but like Soul Sacrifice comes from Concept, which is Keiji Inafune's company that he formed after leaving Capcom on very peaceful grounds.
Yes,
everyone was very happy with the change. And they've been doing a lot of stuff, but I think this probably represents their biggest release yet. It's a big collaboration with Sony.
And so it takes place in this book. Like, you're this guy in this cage, but you need to learn magic in order to fight the guy who has put you in said cage. So this book will teach you. This book will teach you the magic you need. And I've played a couple hours of it here. I'll kind of jump into. No, that's not.
This is an old chapter. Yeah, I played about 5 hours between my flights abroad recently.
Yeah. So it'll tell you some story here over the course of, in the book. It'll go from page to page. But let me figure out where I am. That's weird that it took me there. I mean, several years later here. There we go.
The old man can no longer speak. He has a gift, but for it he pays a great price.
And so the theory is that
an inhumanly quick pace.
As these stories are being told, it's teaching you, the reader, magic that you will use to fight Magasar at the end of the game.
Yeah, so the premise is like you're in some like hell world or some sort of set of confinements that people over the years have tried to escape from, and the game opens with the guy escaping, having read pages from this book, and then failing to truly escape, but maybe you can be the guy who
reads the book and gets out.
Yeah.
Yes, I see.
And so even though the character who's narrating this is the guy who wrote this book, there's some narrative tricks they played that allow you to create your own custom character. That, like, I'm playing as, a female.
Right, yeah.
And it's, a male narrating.
Oh, so it didn't change the voice?
No. Well, because all you're doing is an avatar, sort of like projecting into the story. Because
but the missions in the game are you reliving this sorcerer's tales here. So my goal here in this mission is going to be to exterminate these monsters. So.
Oh, you mean every quest in this game?
You mean every quest, yes, exactly. And before you go in, that's my guy. You can kind of change your appearance and name him and stuff. You get sigils that you can carve onto your arm that, have different impact on your weapons and stats and stuff. Black Rites we'll maybe get into after we complete this here. But then you equip 2 action palettes, up to 6 items total. And these are spells that you cast. Every single one of them, you see it has a limited number of casts. If you cast it all the way out, it breaks and it's gone. But if you finish the mission with it still intact, then it recharges and you get to use it again.
You can fix them after.
You can fix them after they
you can use the whatever that energy is from tears.
Oh, okay.
I forget what the term is. Yeah. You can use that to repair things that break, and then also
undo your Black Rite damage.
Undo your Black Rite damage, and then also in the middle of missions, you can find little spots where you can refill your offerings,
yes,
as they call them.
Yeah, so these are the offerings here. They'll heal. You can get heal solo, heal in an area, that sort of stuff. And also different weapons. So you're kind of conjuring an axe that you then use to fight. You can fuse these together. There's a whole fuse menu. So I can make a lava amulet by fusing my axe edge with this lava potion pot, whatever. But this has been a pretty good set so far. I'm mainly using this swordsman ice brand and the axe edge. and then occasionally, you know, healing up when I need to.
I'm using a lot of the fists, the ones that
oh yeah, like giant's arm,
go into the ground and then like come up in front of you.
Okay, yeah.
Because those do just enormous amounts of damage. They're pretty hard to time up, but if you can use like some of the ice or like fire spells, and it'll kind of sort of like disrupt them for a second, and then you can use the one that shoves an arm out about a couple feet in front of you, and it just shoots them into the air.
Mm-hmm. So these missions so far and you've played a little further in than I have, but it's just been kind of small areas, kill everything, and then you win.
Yeah,
One of them was like, find 5 of these things.
Yeah,
which was a little different, but not all that different.
Yeah, there were like soul shards.
Oh, geez, I didn't bring any allies in. Oh well, we'll probably be okay.
Yeah, there'll be like soul shards, which are just kind of like randomly scattered around the environment that you can discover with your mind's eye, which I think you get by hitting
down on the D-pad there.
And at that point, you can't cast spells, but you can see weak points on enemies and hidden stuff in the environment.
Left trigger, I can lock on guys. You know, kind of right trigger to flip around here. So you cast the spell first because it has a little bit of a startup time, and then it's active for a set amount of time. So you kind of get in here and just kind of, you know, roll around guys and kill them. Once they're dead, you then have the ability to look at their soul. This dying cat here. I can save it. What are you going to do, Jeff? I'm going to sacrifice it because I'm level 6 in the red one there and almost level 7. So so it seems like it's useful to kind of focus on one until it levels up, then do the other if you want. Sacrificing makes you do more damage as you level that up. Saving is more health as you level that up. So that's sort of your different thing there. And sometimes the souls will be attuned one way or the other, so you'll get more out of it if you do one thing over the other, or you'll move backwards in an area. Okay, so my sword ran out there.
Yeah, in order to switch to a different spell, you actually have to turn that spell off, which uses up one of your castings. So you know, in boss battles, you actually have to be a little bit careful about how you're using that.
So this one here, Berserk Soul Sense. So you see, it's +3 to magic, -1 to life. But my life, my progress to the next life level is pretty low compared to where I'm at on the next other level. So might as well do that. And then I can just go here and renew the offering power mid-mission and get all those castings back.
Yeah, the sacrifice stuff I thought was going to be more fascinating than it actually is, because there doesn't seem to be. It all seems to be about, well, you leveled up the thing on the left, now level up the thing on the right.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
there's no real there didn't seem to be a ton of reasons to just focus on one.
Right.
Other than if your arm is attuned, so that's your right arm is basically getting attuned to be good or evil, whether you go red or blue. And as your arm changes status, there will be different sigils you can equip. So that seems like if you got a super evil arm, there would probably be some very damage intensive sigils that you could roll out there.
Sure, but it's not like you have to choose one or the other. You could just sit and grind out.
Right.
You know, like I think.
But if you grind out the other, then it goes back to neutral. You see what I'm saying? So if you have, so I'm level 6 in both. I have a neutral arm.
Right.
And there are sigils that can be equipped with a neutral arm.
Oh, okay.
But there are some sigils it seems like can only be equipped if you are speccing in one direction.
Okay.
All right, I'm getting jacked up by this dude. I'm not particularly, not really taking a lot of effort to dodge his attacks here. I'm just kind of getting up here and hitting him.
You also didn't bring any buddies with you.
Yeah, so it's all kind of focused on me. But he seems to be gushing. I'm just going to keep hitting him. He seems to have fallen down. We're just going to keep hitting him.
Do you have any ones where you shoot stuff?
I do. I'm going to back off and heal a little bit here. So circle button is where I have my heal equipped. I'm going to cast that a few times, but not too many, because I don't want it to break. We can get over here and actually, if I do that, I might hit level 7 on sacrifice. I did. There we go. Let's see what I got. I think this one shoots? Yeah. Oh, God.
So that's pretty useful when you have guys with weak points in specific spots. Which I'm pretty sure this guy probably does, because he's probably got some specific curse points. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, is it that spot up top?
Yeah, it is his legs, too.
Oh, okay,
at least one of them.
Yeah,
yeah, that's
all right,
I
see, I see.
So if you focus on those, that does those are like crits.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, a lot of people make comparisons to Monster Hunter in this game. I think there are some parallels, but Monster Hunter and Soul Sacrifice are wildly different games.
Yeah. This doesn't seem like the same style of thing. You know, I mean, these missions seem kind of short and very focused on get in here and do this one thing and get out. Inject legs with power.
How can you say no? Oh, that one's pretty cool because it lets you crawl underground.
Oh yeah, look at that. Instead of a dash, it's a little.
Kind of lets you dodge. Oh, you should try your super move.
Oh yeah, okay. Let's cast a black right.
You don't die.
I gotta hold it. So these are big uber spells, and there are a handful of them that you unlock over the course of the game. Was that enough? Did I just kill him? Yeah.
Every time I've used it, it has killed whatever enemy that I was taking on. And I've only used them in boss battles.
So these larger characters are actual sorcerers who have lost control of their spells and become these big monsters. So this is kind of... And this seems like something that could... you know, shape the story to some extent, whether I save people or not. So I can save him, I can sacrifice him. I'm going to save him.
All right.
He says he's not ready to die. All right.
They all say that, though.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I mean, like the way the game sets up its world is that these sorcerers are like monster eliminators. They go around the world trying to...
They hunt monsters, if you will.
Yeah. But they also portray them as sort of like savage murderers. The first line of quests you go on is your character, in order to get into like the Sorcerer's Guild, whose name escapes me.
Avalon.
Avalon, yeah. You have to go out with another sorcerer, and that you train like with that person, and go on these quests. But at the end, you have to kill each other.
Yeah.
And it actually introduces a pretty funny wrinkle because. So when you get to the end of that first, like, very early quest line where that's introduced...
Yeah, it's like tutorial, basically.
Yeah.
So I'm scored here. Apparently I'm a legendary sorcerer, which that feels pretty good. And we get more stuff. And this stuff is set. So if I replay this quest, I get this same stuff again. Which is kind of weird that it's not like a loot drop system or anything like that. It's just sort of... You can just play this stuff over and over again to grind these things out, which if you want to fuse them or whatever.
Yeah, confusing, and you can do the boosts.
Yeah.
So you can make attacks not more powerful, but you can make it so you can cast them
more frequently. Yeah. So we got 2 cremation clods, 2 fire giant's arm, 1 slime ooze, and then this thing is a...
What's a martyr's reward?
These seem like they are better items than the stuff you get up top.
I haven't gotten any of those.
And that's an electric attack from the looks of it. So we use the black right in that mission. Still was and asking to help. Dark Arm 3 Arth.
So he became a buddy.
A potential ally, yeah. To bring into these kind of single player quests and stuff. So the black rights have a lasting effect here. We'll back out of this. And get into this. So going to black right, you can kind of select which one you have, but you see there's a cost. As I have severe burns on my body now from using the black right, my defense is now halved because it burned off all my skin, if I'm reading that right. So I can undo the cost by spending 20 lacrima here. We'll undo it. Because otherwise, for the rest of every other mission you go into, you're gonna start it with your defense halved, which that
seems bad.
That does seem bad. You can get more lacrima here from our book friend, Bookie.
Have you checked for droplets recently?
We have to wipe his. I have to go touch his
Aww.
his eye there. Wipe the, and that's 10 more lacrima. I don't know if there are other ways to get it.
Yeah, I'm not sure
later on or what, but so it's a multiplayer game. There are missions that you can not. I don't believe those single player missions can be played online, but there are. If you get into Mad Chronicle here, and we go into Inside Avalon, I think these missions specifically can be played in multiplayer or single player mode. And there's a pile of these here. So,
at least as far as I've played, the 6 hours in, they all seem to be go kill stuff.
Yeah, like this one is even separated from the story. If I arm myself, yeah, allies. Here we go. So Arth is my new guy here. Let's equip him to that spot. Actually, let's bring a dark arm and a divine arm on the same one and see if they interact or how that works out. Okay, yeah,
you're good.
Okay, they're already selected. So great.
So the thing I was saying before is that when you actually have this early boss battle against the sorcerer that you're traveling with, and then you can choose to save or sacrifice her, even though like the point of the mission is to murder her. So it's like, well, I wonder what happens if I save her. So I saved her, and I got plus 20 in the blue category.
Yeah.
But then she just arises again, and you just have to murder her again.
Oh wow!
So I thought, well, maybe I could grind
it out.
And it's like, nope, you don't get anything for killing her the second time.
Yeah.
But it is kind of cool that they don't circumvent it in any way and say, no, actually, you have to murder her and just make it happen, forced in the narrative. You eventually just have to do it yourself.
That's cool. I sacrificed her because that's what she was asking me to do.
Right.
Crash monsters, he says.
Sure.
So now we've got a posse for these missions, and those
could easily be dudes that you'd be playing with online.
So let's cast that axe and then go kill these dudes. And you see I'm getting points there for counters, if I roll and stuff. So there's a good soul sense there, so I get a little more out. And I'm almost, so there I'm level 7 in life. Which means if I want to go back and do red now, I can do that. But let's just keep going on the blue.
And sometimes you'll play one of the quest lines I'm on now. You'll play with NPCs, and you won't have a chance to bring allies along. Some of the single-player stuff that you do, and they'll actually be doing. They're fellow sorcerers, so they're also doing the save or sacrifice. So you're actually competing with those guys.
Oh, interesting.
To get those shards while you're playing mid-mission.
Yes, I mean, it's just straight up, this is kill everything. I mean, it even says 5 targets remaining, so... yeah, not necessarily a lot to it. I don't know, like, some of the systems and the setup, like the black rites and having to pay a cost and all that stuff, I think that's kind of cool.
Yep.
But the actual gameplay, I'm not really enjoying that much. It's,
I don't know if it's, for me, it's the... Like, I like the combat, and I like the, like, oh, you can only cast what, you can only use one spell at once. That's like, you got this risk-reward structure, but it's the mission design that I don't find all that interesting, because you just find yourself in the same environment over and over.
Here's another arena full of cats and stuff for you to kill.
Like, you're not doing anything unique with the way.
Yeah, and maybe it changes later on. My understanding is that you do see more monsters, but that the action itself is pretty similar throughout. So I don't have long here to actually sacrifice, to actually get these souls here before it kicks me back to the menu. There, got him. Alright.
But it does seem like a game that could be really cool if you have a regular commute, right? Like, the missions are super short.
They are really short.
It is, it's loot driven in the sense that the missions have loot, but they're not randomized,
right?
Like some other loot-driven games.
And it is a multiplayer game, so if there are other people that you want to play this type of game with, but I think some people were kind of looking at this as being a sort of a Monster Hunter-y sort of thing, and this doesn't seem like it. I mean, you would know better than me, but this doesn't seem like it scratches the same itch.
No, it's. I mean, I'd have to see how it plays out later, but like so much, at least what I think defines what Monster Hunter is, like has a lot to do with the way its combat plays out. And I mean, there are similarities in design of like a risk-reward structure of, in this game it's not animation priority. In this game it's you can only choose one spell. So
right.
But I feel like at that point you're kind of stretching. There are risk-reward systems in every game.
Yeah, totally.
But I do like it on paper. I really like a lot of the things, and even in practice, I like a lot of the things it's doing. I found myself like 6 hours in already hitting a wall with my interest in the missions themselves.
Yeah. Have you checked for droplets recently?
Seems like every time you play a mission, he's gonna have some droplets.
Weird thing about this game. So was it Magnus, the main enemy?
Magasar.
You can fight him anytime.
Yeah.
You should try and fight him.
Oh man, all right.
Just try and fight him.
But the world inside the journal is another story. The sorcerers in the journal are from the past. Without strength, I ask one last time. Never before has a prisoner of Magusar chosen this path. You are the first. Long have I awaited. I had already made a...
Whoa. No, this is gonna be bad.
Like, I assume they put this here the same way that you can go fight Lavos in Chrono Trigger. Like, yeah, you could do it, but you should probably go finish the rest of the game first.
Yeah.
All the memories, all the experiences of the journal are now a part of you.
This'll be fine.
Yep.
Now you can use your powers just as you did inside the story. Go on. Go on. Take it.
But I love that they give you the option.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
Because it even just advises you, like, hey, this is probably not going to go great.
And then, there are going to be players that find a way, like, with that option.
I wonder if there
are ways to do it.
Can exploit the patterns and just beat them right out of the gate. That'd be great.
All right, press a button. There we go. I'm also wondering, like, we didn't get into in this quick look, but the opening boss battle that you experience as part of, like, the very early story stuff is huge, with, like, a giant creature that's, like, screen filling, like, God of War style. I wonder if there's more of that stuff later in the game.
Yeah.
No. Impossible. My friend is...
It'd be great if he did that and you just fell over dead. Like, oh, well.
You can't even survive the cutscene.
Right. Hey, buddy, just figured it's... Hey, what's up, man?
You didn't smash enough rats.
Yeah. Okay, that took off a third.
Those spells look pretty powerful.
Well... Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. So when you die, if you have allies out, you can call them to save you, or you can call them to sacrifice you. And if you get sacrificed, then you come back as a ghost, and then you can kind of walk around. And it seems like you can interact with the environment in some way, but I'm not sure how. Might just be so you can continue to stay in your multiplayer games with people. Right. Oh, nice.
Oh, they throw the credits.
You mean Comceptor?
I think it does say that.
No, it was an N.
Oh. Missed opportunity.
Unskippable. Oh, wait. No, okay. Start button to get out of that. So that's Soul Sacrifice. Yeah, it seems like there's some cool stuff about it, but it is a little monotonous.
Yeah, maybe that changes, but they certainly don't front load that variety up front.
Yeah.
If it's there. And yeah, just sort of have some real problems with the sort of inherent structure behind it. But again, I think it could be something that if you were paying it in 15-minute chunks, like on a commute or something, and maybe it changes with friends, but I don't know. Like I don't know. Yeah. I like a lot of things about what this game is doing. I think its premise is sound.
I like that I can just knock the book over. Back touch or front touch, I can just knock the book
down like that. It'll block my mouth and nose. What if I can't breathe? Wait, now that I mention it, do you think I'm breathing? I'm not exactly sure.
He's pretty alright.
Yeah.
He's pretty funny.
So that's self-sacrifice.
Yeah.
Thanks, Patrick.
Sure.
I'm actually used to getting this kind of treatment. Sad, but true.